Hello everyone. This is SoulSilver17 here. Let me first, like usual, I down this picture, and this is an unpaid video. Alright, okay. So, another episode of Beyblade, and I have watched all the way to the Battle Bladers. So, we're gonna go all the way to a certain person's battle, because I am not gonna be covering everyone's battle in the Battle Bay tournament. Because it's only gonna be Naruto, and it's just gonna be Naruto one-shotting everyone. He does meet up with, Kenta and not Ryuga, Kenta and Benkei, along with Hikaru and Jinga's childhood friend, Hatoko? Not Hatoko. Hyuga? Not Hyuga. It's hard for me to pronounce it, but he has Aries. So I'm gonna look up his name when I get a chance to, but he is not gonna be where Jingo, goes back to his hometown in the Bay town of Mount Hagane. So where Mountain Hagane is, where the town is, the Bay town is. Yeah, Naruto's not following. He's going to be ranking up points and training. So for those 2 to 3 days, yeah. And I found out how many points he had, so I said 1,000, 15,000, so 1,500. He already had 140, so 1,640 points he has. So yeah. So we're just gonna get into this. So this is what Naruto was Isekai 2 Beyblade Meta Fusion. Also, I'm kind of gonna make this into like a series where it goes, like I said, Metal Fusion, Metal Master, Metal Fury, because of the star pieces, and then I may go even to Shogun Steel, Beyblade Shogun Steel, because Jinga's in there, so he comes back, and I want to bring someone back. Well, some Bay back. So yeah, so we're gonna go to that. So anyways, part 3. So after Jingo's lost to Ryuga, they took Jingo back to the Bay Shop with Madoka's Bay Shop. Kenta, Benkei, and Kyoya are, worried about Jingo. Naruto already can see the look that he is not going to be okay. So, Naruto's going to give him space. That's the best thing you can do for someone. So the events happen similar, but Naruto goes to a tournament, a Bay tournament that's happening. And the points are basically around 600, so Naruto enters, and there's not many good challengers. He just one-shots everyone completely easily with his Biju Kurama. And this is, while he is basically having a Bay fight. So everything that happened with, Jinga, about him losing, to Kenta's friends and Benkei's and his sandwich and such, and then him running away from them and Kyo telling them that his Bay spirit's broken. Yeah, that happens. So yeah. So, so Naruto hears about this when he gets back. But Kurama does say something. Naruto, we need to find him and talk to him, alright? He goes, yeah, I know, Kurama. And so he starts running off. He looks for hours until he gets to a spot where Jinga and Kenta were looking at the stars. And this is when Jinga's talking, about his father and Ryuga, Dark Nebula, and just he feels his pain. So when Kenta leaves, Jinga saying bye to him, he looks at the stars and then he says, sorry, Kenta. But Naruto says, so you're leaving, huh? As Jinga goes, Naruto, how long I heard the whole entire story. As he jumps over the rail and slides down, all the way to Jinga, and he goes, "Do you mind if I tell you a story about how my life was back home?" And Jinga says, "Yeah, sure." So Naruto starts from the beginning, when he was 4. How he was treated right away, how he was stared at like a monster and a freak. Villagers chasing him. He gets a few beatings here and there sometimes. The stairs happen. People hate him for no reason. His whole entire village hates him for many, many years. And he found out why. As he lifts up his shirt, showing the seal on his stomach, which Shingo goes, "What? The..." And he goes, "Remember how I told you about me and Kurama? About the seal, remember?" He goes, "Yeah, this is it. This is the seal where Kurama's basically in." Also, I think I only said Naruto has 50% of it, but I wanted to make 100. I think I'm pretty sure I said 100. If you guys want to say I did give him 100, just comment. But let's just say for like I gave him 100 just for right now. But so he says though and Kurama told me about my family, who my parents were. As he goes, really, he goes, "Yeah, they died to save my life." All because of a man called Madara Uchiha, who Kurama knew it wasn't right away. The scent wasn't the same. As Jinga nods and goes, "How did they die saving you?" As he explained in a little bit of detail that wouldn't gross out Jinga, he was horrified to hear that. And now he can see how far Naruto pain is more than him. He didn't even knew his parents. Both of them died saving him and the village. People treating him like a monster and a freak. Compared to his pain, Jingo compares his pain to Naruto's. It's nothing. And so Jingo says, "Naruto, please, have a bait battle with me." And Naruto just looks at him and goes, "Huh? Really?" He goes, "Yes. My Storm Pegasus versus your Biju Kurama. I need to understand you more, so please." Naruto just grins at him and goes, "Fine, fine." "Oh, by the way, I earned 600 points." As Jin goes, "Really? How far are you at now?" He goes, well, I had 1,640, so that's 600 points. So 2,000 something hundred. Yeah, no. So wait, it's 2,840. He goes, "Wow, you're ranking up pretty quickly." Yeah, but hey, I still got a long way to go. I still have a whole bunch of battles I gotta earn, basically experience. So let's do this, Jinga. As their battle, they get in position, they say 3, 2, 1, let it rip. And when the baits collide, where I'm not gonna say like who won, but Jingo learned enough about Naruto to understand that he is still gonna go home back to his village, but it's more like he's going home just to find an answer. How can someone be so devoted to keep going forward in his life, even though with all this pain he had in him? And that's all. And so when Jingo, leaves, Kenta finds the note, basically, that he goes back to the base shop, and everyone, talked about going to see him. Naruto says, "I'm not going." And they go, "What? Why not? Don't you care?" He goes, "I do. But remember, I just started Beyblade a couple weeks ago. I still have to get experience. And also, I talked to Jingo before he left. And we had a Bay battle. And Kyoya asks, "So, did you win?" Naruto doesn't say nothing and walks out. Kyoya just looks at Naruto in shock. And Kenta and Madoka and Benkei goes, "What's wrong?" And Kyoya says, "I think he beat Jinga." Which they're all in shock, basically. And they ask how, and they don't know. He says he doesn't know. So, they go, but they're also thinking why Naruto didn't come. Naruto, looks back before they all leave, says, "Sorry, guys. I promised Jinga I wouldn't come. I always keep my word. That's my ninja way." And yeah, so let's just say they get there. It's still daytime. The whole entire thing happens with. Hold on. Found out his name. Hiyomo and Hukoto. The dog. Hiyomo's the one who has Aries. So yeah. So that all happens. But during this time with Naruto, he's basically training. And well, he hears some people, some bladers yelling, saying like, "Battle us and we'll take just so we can get your points." As this girl just says, "I know him pass." As Naruto, well, sorry about that, everyone. It's 3 something, and yeah, maybe this is an hour. So yeah, so basically Naruto takes out his Bay and launcher, and says, "Let it rip." And when he launches it says, "Biju Kurama, blow them away." As well, before this girl couldn't even do anything, he blew all their bays away instantly, and he only got like 200 points from each one, so 400. So yeah, pretty good. In which they did run away because it was a fierce wind attack. And she goes, "I could have handled that myself." He goes, "Yeah, I just don't like people picking on others. Sorry about that." She says, "Hikaru, you? Naruto Uzumaki. This is my Biju Kurama." As it's still spinning, she asks, "You seem pretty strong. Want to have a battle?" He goes, "Sure, my bay's already spinning. Come on." As, she launches, her bay. My God, how can I forget it? Aquaries? Man, how did I forget the name? Hold on. For some reason, I'm having trouble pronouncing the name. Storm Aquario. As basically, when she launches, Naruto waits until her base hits the ground, as then they just start battling. It's a fierce battle, and Hikaru can already tell about his power. His strength is immense, and he goes, "Not bad. You're pretty good. I mean, I saw your fight with Kenta, but knowing this firsthand, I can tell you've been training even harder since then." Oh, it's Storm Aquario. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. But anyways, she goes, "Of course, after I was defeated by Jinga, I kept on training." He goes, "That's good. But, sorry about this. You're gonna lose." As just a little bit of a power boot, like, output of power, sends the bay flying, in which she's shocked by this, because it was stopped spinning. He goes, "Whew, didn't break your bay." Which he says out loud. She goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, my bay and me, including my launching strength, is too strong where I could break a bay. So, yeah." and she doesn't believe him. So she asks him for explanations, like detailed explanations, and he tells her. So for the next 2 days, though, after he explained, her and Naruto train. Naruto also has his own shadow clones train the Mindscape on chakra control, taijutsu, some jutsus. He's not slacking on that. So yeah, and it's just pretty impressive. So they're like training in his head really a lot. He started doing it after the whole entire Ryuga and Jinga fight. So yep. And anyways, so yeah, so then on the third day, Naruto is going to just a mini tournament, juniors tournament that's only like you know two people versus each other, then two people, and then the winner takes the prize. It's only around 300 points, so he doesn't care. He just goes in there, and well, he demolishes everyone, and he basically takes the points. So yeah, another 300. Um, I'm gonna say he's 2. He's just somewhere, and the two like almost like 2,900 range. So yeah. So basically, though, on the way, he basically bumps into a girl, and she falls down, and he immediately apologizes, helps her up. He just asks her like multiple questions, which are you alright? Is anything hurting? She goes, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. He goes, are you sure? She goes, mm-hmm. Um, I wasn't paying attention. I'm kind of new here. As Naruto says, oh, you need some help then? Looking around? She goes, yeah. Do you live around here? He goes, technically, yes, but I've only been here for like a couple weeks, almost a month now. She goes, oh, really? He goes, yeah. So, come on. As he just shows her around the city, and he goes, oh yeah, I never told you my name. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. You? She goes, my name is Mimi. Mei. Me. So yeah, I don't know. But if you know who she is, good. She's gonna be coming back into this series. But yeah, so Naruto and her hanging out, chat, talk, and they just have a good time. Basically, that's what him and Hikaru was doing too when they weren't training. And let's just say Hikaru gained a little bit of a crush on him. Also, there's only 2 people, plus me, who wanted to have a Hikaru ship. Also, it kind of would make a little bit sense, but not really. But the way I was gonna be doing this is I'm not gonna have Hikaru just be like, she's gonna be an assistant, but she's gonna be training to become an even stronger blader. So, yeah. But anyways, let's get into this more. Uh, so when they separate, you know, that's gonna be, she said though it was only she's been in the city for about 2 days now. She has to go back though. So she got to the airport. Naruto helped her over, and he said bye. Said if we ever meet again, let's hang out like today. She goes sure. And though unknowns to Naruto, but Mimi kind of does, thought Naruto was cute. So yeah. So after that, the next day does come around, and Naruto's been sleeping in like any place really. But that's what you think. No, Hikaru just let him sleep on the couch at her place until Madoka comes back. So yeah. So that. So he always gets up, make breakfast for her. She always thanks him and stuff. So they kind of live together just because of he needs a place. So yeah. Anyways, Naruto also does always have a pair of change of clothes. He doesn't, just wear his normal orange jumpsuit. He actually chose to wear modern clothing. So what he kind of wears now is just like a regular shirt with just a with just like some regular pants. He does have a launcher holster and his, for his bay plus his plus his, his points. So yeah. Also, something's gonna happen where I'm gonna technically have one blader loses his bay just because Naruto is gonna, well, he's gonna do something. But yeah, so before Jinga and you know Jinga, Kenta, Benkei, Kyoya, and yeah, before the Madoka all come back, Kurama finally asks him the question. He goes like, Naruto, did you hear Leon's voice? He goes, yeah, I did. I've been trying to figure out how to ask you the right questions about that. He goes, I know. It's weird, huh? He goes, yeah. Do you think we're able to hear the souls of Bays? Which Kurama says, I think so. So if we can, do you think we can, control Bays? Or at least if a Bay does not want to be with a Blader, could we have them come to our side and you can use them? As Naruto thinks, until I find a good blader for them, right? As, he nods. So, yeah, this is just something that's kind of intriguing. Reasons why I'm doing it like that is because certain things are happening. So, yeah. So, though, we're going to cut over to Ryuga real quick. As Ryuga is looking through the system for Naruto Uzumaki and Biju Kurama. It just says he appeared out of nowhere one day, and his bay just somehow keeps on getting stronger. That his bay is a balanced type, and it can spin to the right, but no one knows about the left. As Ryuga says, Naruto Uzumaki, huh? A very interesting guy. I mean, it'll be fun to crush one day, but for right now, my only sights are on Jinga. But as he looks at Naruto, he says, but I don't know why. As an aura appears around Ryuga, says, I just want to battle him so badly. It's not even to crush, just to battle. As then, he can hear El Drago says, ow, hit my toe, I'm about to walk out my door. It's dark in my room, but he hears El Drago say, I know the feeling. And he goes like, what? Who is that? As he looks around and he doesn't get it. So yeah, hold on everyone. I'm back on one, but so yeah. As Ryuga just keeps on looking at Naruto's picture, and then he goes, I'll think about this later. And he leaves. But he does have a flashback to when, Kurama spun to the left and he was attacking him. He noticed that he couldn't absorb Kurama even when he was spinning to the right. So he thinks, maybe this Bay and maybe Biju Kurama and Naruto Uzumaki really can give him some entertainment. And then we go back to Naruto. Excuse me, sorry, but yeah. So, after Jinga comes back, along with Madoka, Kenta, Kyoya, and Benkei, the whole entire, I remember, I watched it, and, the survival tournament starts. Yeah. I do remember that. Because I just watched a whole bunch of episodes, and I went through, the parts I did not need, and I'm gonna have to add some things. So, yeah. But anyways, so basically the survival tournament was announced, and that they're gonna be, Naruto says, I can find a strong blader and participate in it. And, they even heard about One Wish. So, everyone goes for their wishes, and everyone's exactly the same, but they ask for Naruto, what will be your wish? He goes, 100 bowls of ramen. As everyone goes like, what? He goes, what? I like ramen. And I haven't had a decent bowl. I haven't had any ramen since I got here. And everyone just starts laughing. So, yeah. So basically, when they get to the tournament, everything's exactly the same way that's happening. They get launched out. Naruto says, "Hey, Hikaru, are you gonna be, you know, okay being here?" She goes, "Of course I am." He goes, "Well, if we get to battle each other, no holding back, right?" She goes, "Yeah." And Kyoya says to Naruto and basically Jinga saying, like, "You two better not lose. If you do, I won't forgive the both of you because I'm the only one that's allowed to beat you." Naruto says, "Sure thing." And like that, you know, everything happens similar. With he, Himo, ugh. I cannot remember this guy's name no matter how many times I tried to. Ares user, yeah, Himo's there too. So yeah, so everything goes the same with everyone else, but with Naruto, this is what happens. Basically he's just walking along, just not even running. He's able to sense people's chakra, so he could tell who's where and stuff. And so he hears five people picking on one blader. He launches Biju Kurama, as then he says, special move, Wind Cyclone. As basically, well, no, he says Wait, oh, God, how can I forget the special name for it? Kitsume. Hold on. Kitsune, special move. Special move, Kitsune Wind Cyclone. As basically then, Naruto protects the kid's bay, sends these five guys up into the air, being disqualified. He comes out of nowhere and says, "It's not good to pick on weaklings. Well, it's not good to pick on someone. Fight one at a time, then fight each other." As he says next time. As the kid asks, "Are you going to?" As Kurama comes back to his hand and goes, "No. See you around, kid." And he just leaves. Hikaru saw this and she's blushed at this because, well, let's just say she did see Naruto. She did see Naruto training just based on his body, not with his bay, because they were inside, and she was impressed by how physical fit he is, and to have this much power to hold back on, she's very intrigued and impressed with him. So yeah. So her fights go similar. She tries to fight Kiyoma, and they get interrupted and such. Naruto's taking out bays left and right pretty much easily. People start to realize they need to try to work together. So basically, let's just say this: about 100 Beyblade, bladers. My brain, I want to go to bed, but I want to make this, say, we got you surrounded. As, the referees were like, "Oh my God, 100 Blades versus one? How could he, survive?" As Naruto looks around, he goes, "Kurama." And he goes, "I know." As then he basically puts Kurama into his launcher, as he goes, "Three!" As everyone says, the other guy said, "One!" 3, 2, as in they all yell, "One! Let it rip!" As they all launch their bays. And right away, Naruto says, "Kitsune's Wrath!" And he does it though in a way that it is just a burning cyclone around him. As all the 100 bays go flying up into the air pretty much with ease from this power. Ryuga with Hikaru, and Hyoma did see this. They saw this happen. And another bleeder, like in canon, who was, a part of Dark Reunion, seeing this too, as he goes, "Huh, I wonder how strong he is. As in Naruto basically, as we go back to Naruto, catches his base, he goes, huh, it doesn't matter if it's 100 or 1,000. Actually, it doesn't even matter if it's 1,000,000. Me and my big Bichu Kurama would never lose to the likes of anyone. Besides, you guys are all weak compared to us. As he leaves them. As basically the numbers just dramatically decreased. As Jinga says that had to be Naruto. As Madoka says, "Are you sure?" He goes, "No, there was only one other blader here that could took on 100 bays at once with ease, and who could make that red cyclone fire?" As Madoka does say, "But are you sure?" As Jingo looks at her with a determined look in his eye, and does say, "Yeah, I know firsthand how strong he is." As she goes, "But did you win?" He goes, "It was undecided. I can already tell that I would have lost if he took me seriously." As they go, "What?" As Jingo says, "I don't think Naruto has ever been serious in a Bay fight." In which she goes, "What? What do you mean?" He goes, "Naruto seems automatically strong, even though he's only ever had a blade fight ever, only like a couple of times, right? And how his bait was able to spin so fast that it broke the record." And she goes, "Yeah, if that is true, then, and I mean, we do know that he, was holding back, but we don't know how much." As Jinga says, to the point where he wouldn't destroy our base. Remember that. When he says destroy, I think he means completely shatter into dust. As Madoka is shocked by this, and he goes, "But that's what makes him so nice." And she goes, "Yeah." And so what happens is, the events continue on. Everything goes similar to canon. Benkei, Haku, Hikaru, and hold on, Kenta, lose to Yu's there. As, everything happens where it's just with Naruto, with Ryuga, not Ryuga, with Kenta, not Kenta, with Kyoya, Yu, and Jinga. And, well, Madoka. And so they are at the valley right there, and Yu says, "Huh, who are you?" And he goes, "Name's Naruto Uzumaki." So he goes, "Naru, Naru." And he goes, "Huh? Just a little nickname I give you, Naru, Naru." He goes like, "Ugh, I hate this. I don't like this kid that much now. He looked like a nice kid." And so, during the Bay fight, Naruto does notice Leon, and he does hear Leon crying, and he does hear the voice going like, "It hurts." As Naruto, and well, actually Kurama says, "What hurts?" He goes, "My performance tip, along with my spin wheel, is broken. Please stop me." As then Kurama Naruto says, "We will." As Naruto says, "Kurama, launch out Leon with one strike. Hold nothing back." Well, he means by hold nothing back, and trying to break through the wind, because Kyoya did bring out the ultimate defense. As then Naruto, basically Kurama goes in a blind speed as the red light appears off him. As Yu is shocked by this, Jinga has a shot, and Kyoya goes, "What?" As then he launches Leon out of the stadium right into, Kyoya's hand, as Naruto tells him to look at Leon. As when he does, he's shocked by this. And then Naruto goes, "Don't ask me. I just heard Leon crying in pain. And he asked me to stop you, end it for him." That's everyone. Jinga is shocked by this, as Yu goes, "What do you mean?" He was like, "It's nothing. Let's continue on with the fight, Yu." As he goes, "Yeah, this important stuff isn't useful." So, they go into the fight. Jinga, tries to do a special move. The sand pit does happen. Naruto's moving too fast for this. And basically, when Naruto and Yu Yu does get Jinga out. It's only Naruto and him. He goes like, so, it's only you and me, huh, Naru? He goes like, yeah, you. He goes, try to beat my Libra. No one can beat him. No one can beat my Bay. As Naruto goes, first time for everything, right? As in this, he says, Kurama, special move. Kitsune, water dragon up, water dragon strike. As in all of a sudden, water starting to appear, which everyone's wondering what the. As it goes in for a strike. It hits Libra. As Yu says, it's not going to. As then all of a sudden, Libra is sent flying upward. As then he goes, what? As then, he says, I'm gonna win. As right when he thinks he's gonna win this, Kurama and him hear a voice. He goes, Naruto. And as both of them say, Zeus? Why are you? He goes, I need you. You need to lose this fight. They ask why. As he shows them just a glimpse of the future of what's to come. Basically, it's a rapid, it's basically coming in fully, the whole entire Bay tournament, Ryuga and Jinga's fight. And he understands. He goes, right. Also, this is going to help me get stronger. As Zeus says, okay, yes, that is also the secondary reason. And so, when Libra, lands, he goes, alright then, here you go, special move. As, he uses his Libra, as Naruto just doesn't do, he basically says, he makes his base power so weak that it wasn't supposed to hit, Libra. When it does like stop spinning. Yu, Jinga, and Kyoya, Benkei, Madoka, and Kenta know this is, not true. Even Haru, they don't believe this. And as basically Naruto says, Kurama, spin! As all of a sudden he just starts spinning, which Yu is shocked at. As then he just jumps right into his hand and he goes, good fight, kid. And he says, good fight, Yu. And just walking away. This is when Yu just says, it didn't feel like a win. Not fair, not fair, not fair. I demand a rematch. He goes, why? You won. Is now what's the fun part for you? As he puts away Kurama. Jingo runs over and goes, Naruto, why did you... He goes, remember that reason I told you about me helping out the Bladers that's gonna fight the god? That I'm supposed to help them with? As he goes, yeah. Well, I need to lose this fight for that to, happen. As he goes, oh, wow, that sucks for you. It's only a loss. As Jinga goes, you're not upset? He goes, Jinga, I told you about my past. My life was already crap from the get-go when I was even born. When I was even 4 years old. So I'm used to losing. So, Naruto just walks off. Hikaru don't understand. Hiyoma doesn't even understand what he meant by this. Madoka, Kenta, and Benkei. Kyoya are all confused. As Jingo just looks down and says, he's right on that one. And so, and then the whole entire thing of the, the Battle of Bladers tournament and by the Dark Nebula, was announced and such. And, Ryuga is there. Jinga tries to, launch his Bay, but Naruto stops him. As all of a sudden, Ryuga, attitude changes. Literally. I'm making Ryuga and not go crazy, not being the way he was in canon. Well, he is going to be that way, but when around Naruto, for some reason, he's different. Because I want to make a good dynamic between Naruto and Ryuga. So, yeah. So, Ryuga goes, Naruto is a Maki. Your matches were pretty impressive. especially with your unique attacks that you have. And he goes, thank you. How's your Bayo Drago? Still getting stronger? I think he just smiles and goes, yeah, you? Eh, I'm always strong. It's not like I ever had to use my full power, at least. As Ryuga kind of just smiles even more at this. And everyone thinks that know what Ryuga can do without Drago, that he wants his power. No, he's smiling out of excitement. And all of a sudden, like, Naruto sees a little flicker of red energy coming off of Ryuga and, well, El Drago. As Kurama says, did you? He goes, yeah, I know. And so, he says, well, I gotta leave now. When we see each other again, and hopefully we'll be in the Battle Bladers. So, yeah. So, everything goes similar. Battle Bladers is announced, and 50,000 points that everyone needs. So, what happens is everyone does have their the final fight before going out, and well, all right. As I was saying before, I was interrupted by my father trying my fan because my room's getting pretty hot. As they basically have a final battle before leaving, everything goes similar. With the whole entire thing, but with Naruto there, he basically let everyone attack first, seeing how much their power they have, and then he goes Kurama. And he goes right, as then he just basically does multi-shot clone jutsu. The 4 elemental attacks, which is water, earth, wind, and lightning. Dragons, basically style jutsus. And, it does take out a good proportion. While Jinga was up in the air with Pegasus saying Star Blast attack, Naruto says Kitsune Wrath! Kitsune's Wrath. As basically, he goes flying upwards and they both attack each other, colliding as, they both put out as much power as they can. And in the end, Naruto wins. So yeah. And so on this journey, Naruto just keeps ranking up points, getting to as many battles as he can, learning from these battles, keeps getting stronger, keep rising. And so right when the month ends, he's already at a 40,000 points the first month, which surprised everyone because Naruto took some nights where he did not sleep and he found really strong opponents who had 47,000 points, and he took 2,000 away from them. And then he joined in some competition matches which only had 15,000, 16,000, 20,000 points. No wait, there was 1,000 points, so 500, 700, 800 points only, in which was pretty amazing. So I want to get into a fight. So basically, yeah, Ryuga noticed this, and he asked Merci to find out the location of Naruto Uzumaki and Biju Kurama, and he have a helicopter ready for him. In which he goes, "Yes, sir, I will." So he gets to where Naruto is, which is in a woods, trying to go to a Beyblade, competition match. And when he gets there, it's nighttime. Naruto is basically, eating something where a helicopter appears and it's Ryuga who comes out of it, though, after it lands. And Naruto just says to him, "Came just in time for dinner." It's just fish. As Ryuga, sees a log right next to the fire. So he sits on it, and Naruto hands him a fish, and Ryuga just starts eating. And so so Ryuga goes, "So I saw how much points you have already. Pretty impressive. Only in the first month. Tell me how you got it this way." As Naruto just says, "Well, when you fight random people on the streets, and also there's about like a 47,000, and you said you only will fight for 2,000 points. Or should I say 20,000 points, really?" As Ryuga looks at him like he's crazy. How are they willing to bet that much? He says, "I'll give them all my points." And they were like, and then Ryuga goes like, "Oh, greedy people." He was like, "Yep." So I was able to, count this much because of that. And I haven't slept in about, because of that, like 3 to 4 days. I was lucky. I was just lucky. As Ryuga looking at him like he's crazy. But then he smiles and says, "Naruto is a monkey. You have this weird aura about you that I like. Maybe if we knew each other before all this, we could have been friends. But so, as he, finishes up the fish, he says, but, you're in my way, I'll destroy you. I just wanted to come and ask you that. And I want to know something about you. How much power do you actually hold back?" As Naruto just says, "Enough to destroy a bay." So, you do the math. As Naruto just finishes up his meal. And so, Ryuga looks at him after he finishes his meal and then walks away. Shocked, stunned, and overall surprised for Naruto to answer like that. Ryuga doesn't want to believe it, but his gut instincts are telling him it's true. So, yeah. Here's, hold on. So Jinga and everyone else is going the same. Just want to point that out. So yeah, so basically Naruto travels around, goes into into the next couple of matches, and believe it or not, right around the second month, he's announced to have 50,000 points, which surprised a lot of people. They never thought someone would have that many points this quickly. And so, Naruto does go around, keep battling people, but at the same time, he does only keep training with his Bei and body. So yeah, that's what he mostly does until the time for the base, the blade battles, tournaments start. So yeah, so a couple of months pass, and then he heard about Jingo losing his points. Naruto basically got mad. He wants to find out who it was that did this. He also, around this time after, he found out 2 days later, he meets Tsubasa. And Tsubasa, asks him a couple of questions. He heard about his bacon spin to the left, how it can spin automatically out of nowhere all of a sudden. That he seems like he has complete control over it. Plus, his way of fighting is very unique. So he asked for a battle. He was for points. He goes, "No, just a friendly battle." And Naruto agrees to it. And so when him and Tsubasa fight, Tsubasa can already tell Naruto's has overwhelming strength along with his Bei. And so Tsubasa tries to end the match in one strike. He loses. So yeah. And then after that, it's just mostly waiting to the day of the exam. Well, not exam. The day of the Beyblade tournament. And so, what happens is that Naruto basically, heard about, no, not the day of the Beyblade tournament. It's the day where they're all everyone goes out and celebrate. Naruto did get some souvenirs and such. He came back, showed them it. They were all, shocked to see this. Jinga got 47,000. So everything that happened in canon with that does happen. When Naruto actually sees Jinga points, 95,000 points, and he's, happy for him. And so, Phoenix leaves. With Naruto thinking, I want to fight him, but I can kick his butt way too easily. But before Phoenix leaves, though, he does look back and he says, Naruto Uzumaki, is it true that your big spin to the left and right? As he goes, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Is that a problem? He says no. And, he leaves. So, yeah, so the day of the debate tournament happens. And I don't know who to put, say, like, Naruto will win. So let's just say it's a random blader. And it was the second match. And then, who was the second match? It was Kenta after Benkei. Then, but in this one, it's Benkei, Naruto, and then Kenta. So basically, Benkei wins like normal. Naruto just wins easily. And then Kenta wins. Jinga versus you wins like canon. Hold on. Alright, so yeah. So basically, Naruto won and, Kenta won easily. And, well, let's just say in this one, Ryuga has been watching a close eye on Naruto. The more he watches Naruto fight, the more his excitement goes up. His battle instincts to fight this blader is rising. So, and then he keeps on hearing a weird voice saying, yes, we will fight him and beat him. And he keeps on wondering who it is. It's El Drago. He just doesn't know. And so, after, oh yeah, I did say Jinga won against you. So yeah, so Hiyomo's fight goes similar. But Naruto cannot take it anymore. Because of the whole time of pain, Hiyomo just crying out as then whatever his name is, Dante, Snake Guy, who has the Snake Bay, just loving and laughing at him about how, his, Bay's getting hurt and he just want to crush his spirit. As then Naruto says, enough! And he just screamed that out, which everyone heard, but then a whole bunch of red aura coming out of nowhere bursts off of him, launches into the sky. As then all of a sudden, Kurama, his Bay, flies out of the holster and dashes right towards the Bay, letting, Ares, go where, go all the way back to, Hiyomo. As then Naruto just looks at him. As the referee is about to say, he's disqualified. As then Ryuga comes on and says, no, the fight was already over. It was, basically, their player did too much. And, he cut off, and then he's like, alright. As then Naruto does jump down and says, walks all the way over to the stadium as the guy gets his bay, and Naruto just says, how sick do you have to be to enjoy crushing someone else's bay? And she goes, huh? And so he says, serpent, spin. As all of a sudden, serpent just starts spinning before this guy can even get his bay. As then Naruto does hear serpent start saying that he doesn't like to do this, he doesn't want to do this. And Naruto just says, I know, so keep spinning. Spin as fast as you can. Show him who you really are. As when he does, snakes do come out and hit the, serpent's blader. As he just says, have a taste of your own medicine. And then he walks away. The blader does get up and he goes over. And I think his name is Dante. So yeah, so Dante, gets up, walks out of the arena, and he goes, "How did he?" As everyone is confused, but Ryuga is not. He's just excited to face this Blader. So when it's Hikaru's fight, let's just say a lot of things are different. So Naruto does, think he has some feelings for Hikaru, and when Ryuga says, as a shown of respect, he'll use his dark move on her. As when he says dark move, Emperor burning by strike. He does go after Aquario, and when he's about to hit Hikaru with his Bay, not killing her, but just the energy, Naruto launches Kurama, hitting the energy that would have hit her, and just holding it there. As then he just shoots it up into the sky. As Naruto basically gets into this area, gets Hikaru, as then Kurama does go right into the stadium, gets Aquario as he catches it. He jumps all the way over to the where the stands are. He puts her down with her Bay, and then he just says, "Stay here." As the Naruto jumps right back over to the stadium where Ryuga is there. And so this is the main thing I wanted to get to, as Ryuga goes, "So Naruto's a Maki. Are we gonna fight now?" As Naruto just says, "Of course. We're gonna fight. So, let's do this, Ryuga. El Drago." As basically the referee goes, "Huh? What?" As, all of a sudden, El Drago and Kurama just attack each other. Naruto spins his base to his base spin to the right, El Drago spins to the left, and he's trying to absorb Kurama's energy, and he can't. He goes, "So none of my tricks will work on you." I was like, "Nope." And they just keep attacking each other. As this goes on, the Ryuga and El Drago's aura keeps increasing as Naruto's attacks and Kurama's attack. As Kurama's attack keeps on increasing with Naruto's aura. Unnoticed to them, one of the tails was glowing red as the attack is still getting stronger. So each tail that is glowing will, make a times boost, as Madoka notices this. And so she's running calculations, and Naruto's and Kurama's basically, just starting to be so strong. And so what happens is, the faster, they're attacking each other, the stronger the attacks are, their stamina breaks. But all of a sudden, Naruto switches to left rotation as they, start clashing again. As it started cracking more. As Naruto basically just launches a fury attacks, and then he says, "Multi-shot Jutsu." As then all of a sudden, there's more than one. It's Ryuga goes, "What?" As then, Naruto does some hand signs and says, fire style, fire jutsu, such and such, just for different names. I'm starting to, no, must finish this. Must not fall asleep. So yeah. So, he does elemental attacks, like dragons again. It hits El Drago. He's perfectly fine. As they basically increasing their speed and damage output. It destroys the stadium. As they just keep on going, fighting. No, we're doing a little backtrack. So wait, but no. So what I mean by how did they destroy this team? They keep fighting, as in always they hear Naruto's just yelling as Ryuga is yelling, as all of a sudden an orange flicker of flames coming off of Ryuga and and El Drago, as in all of a sudden Ryuga hears El Drago saying, "Yes, yes. This is a fight I want. A fight like this. I do not care for its power. I only want to fight to show what I'm truly made of." As Ryuga just says, "El Drago?" As El Drago looks And, he says, I was not choosing you as my master, but I'm glad I am. Use my power wisely, Ryuga. As, he goes over as, El Drago fully accepts him. So when this is happening, they're just striking each other. The power is increasing, everything's starting to break. As when both bays are nearly flying off of the edge of the stadium, Ryuga says, ultimate move. Emperor Burning Life Strike. Something like that. Like that from the when before he died. And well, spoiler, sorry, but if you know it, when he died, basically, in that final move. So yeah, Naruto does something similar. He basically says, Kitsune ultimate move, forward element, transformation apocalypse. As that Kurama's tails are fully red. Like, the glowing red, as when they strike, it makes a huge giant explosion, destroying the stadium, as both bays flying backwards, still spinning as they land, as Naruto says, can you keep going, Ryuga? Ryuga says, of course! As, they basically, go back and fight, and everyone is shocked by this. No one can understand how this is even possible. Doji's going like, what? How? How is this, like, possible? How is Ryuga accessing a power beyond this? Basically, Naruto says, Kurama, they keep getting stronger. As he goes, I know, but so are we. And they keep fighting, keep on going. As all of a sudden Naruto does, use Venomous Rasengan! As in, just because of Zeus wanting to see if he gave this boy just to use this as a special move, can he do it? As in, he, Ryuga says, special move, Shidori! As, all of a sudden lightning comes off of, El Drago, and it, strikes, as in, there is a little, sphere coming out, and then light, as everyone's, like, shocked about this. And then, like, they sent flying, as both of them are smiling. Biggest smile, as Jinga and everyone is shocked by the destructive power between these two. And Haruko. Haruko. No. Haru shocked by this, as then, Naruto is just hearing out Drago saying, yes, this, you too. I will defeat you and prove I am the strongest bear in the world. And all of that, they just hearing that, they just smile, goes like, yeah, right. We are the strongest, as, Kurama says. As, they basically are, doing it there. When they both go into for a special move strike, again, Emperor, he says, dark move. Say, special move. Sage of Six Paths, Truth Seeking Orbs, Destruction! As, all of a sudden, orbs come off of, like, just, like, pop off of Kurama, as they just start spinning around through the fire of the wrath, the Kitsune wrath, as, they collide with, no, they don't spin around, they basically made a pathway. It increases its speed exponentially, colliding with, El Drago, like, Biju Kurama's colliding with El Drago, as then all of a sudden, like, a big giant clash is happening when, as they both scream out, basically, what happens is, they're still spinning, puffing and puffing, as everyone's shocked by this, as, Naruto enough energy for one move, right? As Ryuga says, you kidding me? I got enough to take you down with 3 moves. I have energy left. Especially when people are like, yeah, right. Let's put this all into one then, Ryuga. As then he nods. And all of a sudden, like they had like a flicker of yellow off of Naruto and Kurama, and then a flicker of white off of Ryuga and El Drago. Both of them are basically saying exactly the same thing, but they're Terra Destroyer, True Seeking Orbs, Sage of Six Paths, Biju Bomb. He combined it, like, he's just combining all these words together as it forms around, creating like a spear, as then he basically says, Emperor Burning By Strike. Alright, everyone, I'm gonna end this pretty soon because my dad just won't let me be up. He wants me to sleep. I don't want to sleep, or like I can't sleep, so I'm doing this video to try to fall asleep, and it's working. So yeah, so basically, when both bases use the spirit of, they've been seeing the spirit of Kurama and Naruto strike, and the spirit of Kurama and El Drago collide with each other. So the spirit of Ninetales with El Drago, yeah, everyone's been like scared, but since it's in a yellow, and as then they keep like, Bezar keep on spinning and spinning and spinning, and then all of a sudden, they're just starting to slow down as Ryuga says, first time this ever happened to me. As Naruto goes, same. You really are strong, Ryuga. As when the base stops spinning, both of them pass out. Tie! It's a tie! The referee says that, and everyone's shocked about this, so... yeah. So, yeah. This is where I'm gonna have to end it off, though. Hope you guys liked the video. Bye, everyone. Part 4 will be coming out maybe later tomorrow. So yeah, bye. Well, tomorrow night. Tonight. So yeah. Bye, everyone. Have a nice night, day, wherever you are. Bye.